right, aloha, people tuning into this, shifters from across the globe. This is another quick micro 360 video from inside Paradigm Shift London. And for this topic, for this chunk of educational video, we're going to be talking about the theme of stress reduction. And this is definitely a joint effort, so you may want to pay attention. And Tom, you can go first.
Stress reduction, eh?
Go for it.
All right. Am I on camera? I'm on camera. Shit.
All right, so
He can always edit out the mess.
Not
okay.
with these.
No,
Not
wait.
with
Let's
these.
do it raw. Let's do it raw. Okay, stress reduction. This is raw footage.
Raw in nature.
Raw footage
with
in
the
nature.
intention to keep it under 5 minutes, short,
Okay,
concise.
okay,
Boom, go,
okay,
go.
okay. We're in nature right now. Yo, you want to reduce your stress? Get your feet out onto the grass. You know, get that energy flowing, and just breathe. Breathe slow, and that'll reduce your stress.
Right.
Tips of Tom.
Nice. Yeah, we were kind of talking about this earlier, like different ways to sort of activate the Zen state. You can almost think of it like that is stress reduction. So, like we were saying, you know, like going into the forest, watching a sunset, going to where water is, listening to music, taking the time to just like step away from electronics. These are all different ways to bring in stress reduction, sort of thing. But I mean, like, what is stress? Like, I asked that to you guys. What would stress be defined as? Almost from like a metaphysical perspective. Tammy?
I think for me, stress is like a busyness in my head when I'm trying to focus on something. So, if I'm in an area where there's a lot of electricity, I find that when I'm out of that, my head is a lot clearer. Busy city, in an office closed setting, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's a stress.
Yeah, stress is kind of almost being in like the wake of vibrations. So sometimes like stress can almost be like a side effect of just like being around a lot of vibrations, which would be something like a city, opposed to being outside of a city where it is obviously kind of shown that it's less stressful. So I mean, yeah, like sound vibration causes stress, so to speak, which is an interesting way to think about it. So going back to the idea of what is stress, for me, it's like, yeah, the result of vibrations, yet also realizing that vibrations aren't just a sound thing, a physical thing, they're also like an emotional thing. And thoughts carry vibrations. So the different thoughts that we're carrying could be creating different sound frequencies, which are causing our body to stress. And in the same way we can like remove ourselves from a city, we can remove ourselves from specific thoughts in our mind, if that makes sense. What do you guys think?
Stress? I'd say, sorry. I was just in a really funky mood right now.
Something smells good.
I know. Did you see? Yeah,
I know, right?
totally.
Okay.
That's de-stressing smell, de-stressful smells.
Yes, that's one way of de-stressing. Good aroma.
I'd say stress is like I can't really explain it from like a spiritual perspective, but like physiologically, it's the classic flight or fight and relaxation response, which we all have in our body. Flight or fight is like when we feel like threatened. It can either be a real threat, or if we can just even perceive the threat, our body will go into a stress response. So insulin goes higher, cortisol goes high. We get to that stress response, and from a health perspective, you put on weight and not build muscle. That's kind of like from where I'm coming from. Versus relaxation response, where you can relax, take some deep breaths, and just really get yourself into the zone. And there's so many ways of doing it. Like some people can go for like, I don't know, like a massage if you can afford it, or like pedicure, or like taking care of yourself, like snuggling a bear, even like something like that. Just like really just putting that vibe in there, and it's so simple. Like there's so many easy ways to de-stress that, yeah.
I like that idea of everyone just like having a teddy bear long into their adult years, and they're just like, I just can't wait to go home from work and hug my teddy bear. Like, I feel like it would help a lot.
I still have mine, man.
Right.
I still have my 23 years old, man. I had it since I was a little
man.
baby.
That's awesome.
Little baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Got no eye, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I have a toy lamb from my first Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
62.
Whoa.
Plastic thing.
Holy shit, it's epic.
So on the on the topic of de-stressing, which I think we'll just like wrap up this video on in the next few comments if anybody else has anything left to say. But I like what you were talking about, like with like the physicalness of it, because one of the things that I'm reminded of is how with the muscles, they grow when they're in rest. Like that's like when the growth actually happens. So like we have to remind ourselves that like going super hard into something doesn't actually always mean that that's how we grow. That means how we can sometimes damage our muscles, you know, if we're using a weightlifting analogy here.
Yes.
So it's just like sometimes in order for us to grow, we have to stop. We have to like relax, go into that relaxing, and then like, and then we can arrive back to that high energy state even fuller. Tammy, and then if there's any last comments.
Just what you said made me, you know, think of to remind people, not only do we have our gray matter brain, but we also have our GI system, which is another brain of our body. And people sometimes forget that, you know, your gut has its part of its own brain as well. And that can really help you to be in tune and intuitive as far as what is causing you stress. Like a lot of people just associate their gut, diet, I've ate something wrong, or I've drank something I shouldn't, or I've had too much of something. It's not just that, it's your emotional health affects your gut as well. So just reminding people of that. And Heather's store, her spiritual, you know, I bought some bergamot, and I'm just sitting here inhaling that. It's just like, it's an amazing oil.
Essential oils for stress reduction is a huge thing. People, I don't think, a lot of people probably haven't tapped into that and stuff.
Pass it around, feel free.
But you know, it just kind of like brings you to a state. Massage tools, the Crystal Love One massage tools.
Don't leave home without it. Don't leave home without
Tammy's a huge advocate of those. Thank you, Tammy.
She's a sales spokesman for Paradigm.
Travel the world with that one.
Travel the world. It's yours today.
That's so good.
That's awesome.
So I mean, like this just like smells like it's interesting because smelling this, which is bergamot, which is almost. Or I was just gonna say, it's kind of like it does to the brain almost what you would expect from like eating candy or something like that. So it's kind of like this like good feeling dopamine response in a way. So senses are our strongest sense, as many people say. So makes sense. So because when we were little fish, that was our first thing to develop. And fish are super smart, like way smarter than we realize, and we'll talk about that in another video.
Energizing.
All right, guys, is there any last comments on stress reduction, even though there's always more to talk about? Cool. So we'll wrap up this video, and again, just covering the bases. Like, for me, intentionally creating space is something that a lot of people don't do enough. So, like, turn your bedroom, your living room into a place where you can intentionally de-stress and create a setting for yourself. Like, make it kind of magical, relaxing, dim lights, even incense, oils, music, pillows. Just a place even for yourself and for other people, reminding you that like you can be a person that helps someone else de-stress by creating a setting. So environment is a big part. So creating like a little bubble where you can just like do what you need to do. Cool. Okay, guys, so we'll wrap up this video. So everyone watching this, thanks for tuning in, and reminding you guys to check out more at ParadigmShiftCentral.com and to help create a Paradigm Shift community where you are. So until next time, guys, let's give some love to the internet. Give love. Love you guys. Woo! Okay, guys, until next time, peace, one love. Keep it shifting.